So I'm here with Tom Hernandez here with the Hernandez team.
Yeah.
Tom, we're so happy to have you here with Real, with Rise. Got to ask you, man, what's been your experience since you've joined the last 7 days?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. It's been an amazing experience. The leadership team, the staff, everybody here is just so excited. A lot of enthusiasm in the office. The energy, the buzz here is just amazing. And not only that, but the agents that you have here, they're so hungry for knowledge, and it's just been awesome to be sitting and interacting with these people. And it's been great environment.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, having Sonny, having Chris as our leaders, and the whole management team, they're nothing less than spectacular. And I got to ask you, 6 months of the year is over.
Yeah.
We're now entering to quarter 3 and 4.
Yep.
Question, what are you going to do to adjust in the last 2 quarters versus what happened in the first 2 quarters?
Well, that's great that you mentioned that, because the first quarter of the year, I think there was a lot of optimism with buyers that were out there. There was a talk about 4 rate cuts going on, and a lot of buyers were anticipating that to happen, and they were getting out and buying homes. But now we're kind of finding in the second quarter we've had 0 rate cuts, and we don't see any coming maybe to the end of the year. I've seen a little bit of a pullback.
Yep.
So the team and I, we've been kind of focusing in on who is our avatar buyer. Who is our avatar seller? Are they empty nesters? Are they, unfortunately, some probate or some divorce cases? We're really kind of looking at who our avatar seller is and who our avatar buyer is, and we're really focusing and diving deep down to look for those people for our clients.
Wow, that's awesome. So what I hear here is, you're going after your past clients, your sphere of influence, and you're going after a niche market of the avatar client, which I think it's going to be an amazing next 2 quarters as far as the work effort that we put.
Yeah.
And, Tom, I also completely couldn't agree more with you. And I also think that adding the work ethic that you have, that we have, because we've known each other for, about 8 years now?
Yeah, easily.
I would say that we're usually the first ones in the office.
Yeah.
We're the ones putting in the extra work. And I think doing the little things every single day and looking for those niche avatar clients is really going to go a long way. Wouldn't you agree?
100%. It's that out-of-the-box thinking that we've built as a tenureship of being in the business. We realize that just a 9-to-5 type of mentality doesn't grow a business for long-lasting results. And when you're going to be in the business as long as we have, you've really got to start to think outside the box, or make your box even bigger. I think is the big thing, is expand and get outside the box with different ideas, some innovative things that are going on. And that's what really makes this brokerage exciting, because innovation is its key.
Question for you is, right now, as of August 17th, in the next 2 months,
It's coming.
We're going to have an adjustment as far as a compensation agreement.
Yeah.
So question for you, how would you educate an agent of what to say to a buyer as far as getting them to sign a buyer an agent agreement?
That's a great question. My team and I, we've actually kind of been working on that already, kind of preparing ourselves so that when that day comes, we're already understanding what the value is. And it really goes down to your value proposition as an agent. What are you really bringing to the table? What experience do you have? How many escrows have you closed? Putting a contract together is kind of an easy thing to do.
Right.
It's really working through the trenches of the escrows, home inspections, appraisals, repair requests. That's where we really earn our money. And I think it's really kind of sharing with a buyer those experiences that we have as a team, not just as an individual agent, but as a brokerage, what experience that they can use with agents like us to help them. And it's really comes down to value proposition, is teaching an agent how to express their value proposition to a buyer so that they get it, that they want that agent in their corner working for them. It's kind of like, I would say, a doctor. Do you want a doctor that's only done 1 surgery, or do you want a doctor that's done over 300 surgeries? And with agents like us, they've got a doctor who's done over 300 sales to help them and guide them, and I think that's where the value is going to be with agents or buyers that are going to be there in the future.
Yeah.
Agents like us are really going to have more of an important role than ever.
Definitely. I definitely can appreciate that, especially the fact that buyer proposition is so important in today's market. So when August 17th comes, question is, what's your buyer proposition?
Yeah. You better have a good one.
Question for you is, What do you say to a seller who doesn't want to pay a buyer broker commission?
You know, that's a really good question, because our team and I have been practicing on that conversation as well, and kind of looking at what does it really mean? What does this mean to the seller? And it's an interesting statistic that's out there that the National Association of Realtors just posted, that really only 9% of properties that have sold nationally have been double popped by a listing agent. So that means 91% out of all real estate transactions done were done through cooperating brokers. So the question goes to the seller, do you only want a 9% chance of selling your home by not offering that commission? Because right now, buyers are in some other agent's car driving around looking at them. We still need that buyer and that buyer's agent to bring them to our property. So the best thing a seller can do is realize that a commission to be offered to a buying agent is super important if they want to get the most amount of money. Even when you look at for sale by owners, they get the least amount of money for their home and they stay on the market the least, the longest. So, time is money for a lot of sellers. So the best thing a seller can do is still offer that cooperating broker commission. And that's the conversation that we're going to really have, is to really educate sellers now and let them know that even though it's gone away, they still in their best interest to offer it, because they're going to get the most amount of money.
I love it. So making sure that the seller understands the importance that paying a buyer commission will actually make them more money. Yeah. And knowing that will go a long way.
Yeah. And it's funny because this whole lawsuit came about from buyers. Mm-hmm. But yet, at the end of the day, the buyers are still going to end up, getting some representation and still commission being paid. The seller may be the person who may be able to get away with offering maybe less than 2.5. Maybe they offer 2. Who knows? We don't know until we get there. But I think maybe the seller might be the big winner in this game versus the buyer who brought the lawsuits anyways.
Right.
And we'll know. We'll find out after August. You and I, we'll be in the trenches looking.
I agree. So at this point, are you ready to speak to your seller to talk about this new broker compensation option?
Yeah.
So that's up to you.
It's a conversation to have.
Well, Tom, we're glad to have you.
Thank
Can't
you.
wait.
I appreciate you.